on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked? Bill of Rita, I do think that worked. It is none other than Mastery Monday. And is it really? Is it Dr. Bart? As we explore the superpower of integrous influence with other growth-minded, heart-centered, integrous, committed to mastery humans, maybe, we'll see. Bill of Rita, am I right?
You are right, Sean, but there's a very missing component because I know sometimes you discriminate against women and you want to leave women out all the time.
Oh my God. Oh my God, you lunatic. Of course, Dr. Val is present and accounted for. Is that what I'm hearing, Bella Rita?
That is what you're hearing, Sean, who never actually leaves women out, but we got quite a few women on the show. That is not actually true.
So Bella Verita is a salacious crumb from the Return of the Jedi who likes to grab onto a complete morsel of false information and create slanderous, defamatory conversation. As I was a political science major at Columbia University, have taught extensively on DEI at some of the biggest corporations in the world, and was one of 5 dudes in a class with 95 women. Yes. So Bella Verita, thank you very much. And is the father of 3 daughters and only 1 son, and the grandson of like 4 women, lots of women. Let's go.
Yes, we are hearing you. You're a fan of women, Sean. So
except you. Let's go.
Except me. And we are on with Dr. Bart and Dr. Val on the Doctors Breaking Barriers, Heart of Influence. And first up from Dallas, Texas, visionary entrepreneur, strategic powerhouse, proven track record in business, law, and healthcare innovation, expertise in spanning private equity and high-stakes legal strategy at the forefront of transformative ventures that drive real impact, relentless problem solver, and forward thinker dedicated to pushing boundaries, creating opportunities, and elevating those around him. Let's welcome to the show, Andrew Hillman.
Hello, everyone.
Andrew, warm welcome to Dr. Bart and Dr. Val's Heart of Influence on this Mastery Monday. And Plato, the Greek philosopher, was a dear friend of Dr. Val, Bella, Dr. Bart, maybe me. And he said, play a game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we speak for a year. And this little fun fact, this game we're going to be playing to get to know each other, starts with a sentence, not a story. Could be a proud moment, adventurous moment, surprising moment, anything that would make us say, no way. So please, your fun fact to kick us off.
My fun fact to get this off is that I have always done everything against the critical mass and walked in opposite direction to do things differently than everybody else.
Oh, so you must be friends with Bella. Yes. That is awesome. The warm welcome. You are in the growth-driven, heart-centered space of the Heart of Influence for sure. Bella Rita, this incredible man fits right in. Let's rock and roll.
He definitely fits right in. Next up from Silicon Valley, California, 35 years in the financial services industry, raising over $16 billion all over the world for financial, tech, and real estate industries, opened the first Swiss private bank in Latin America, and served as CEO of one of the largest family offices in Genevieve, Switzerland. Lived and worked in London, Paris, Berlin, Stockholm, Florence, New York, and Rio, now managing his own financial advisory business in Silicon Valley. Let's welcome to the show, Sergio Rivera Vasquez.
Thank you. I'm privileged to be here. Thank you all. I'll stress the fact that I've lived, studied, and worked in 21 cities around the world.
Wow.
And
Sergio,
that's given me some perspective, yeah.
I'm sure. And if you could be in any city tomorrow, you got to pick one, and you could stop time and just enjoy the city. What city would that be, Sergio?
Rio de Janeiro.
Oh, very quick answer. Blame it on Rio, Bella Rita. Blame it on Rio. That's what Sergio has to say. Let's go.
Blame it on Rio. Next up, we're going Tyler, Texas. Helps women break free from anxiety, overwhelm to live with confidence and joy and better health. A coach, speaker, and author combining practical strategies with simple lifestyle shifts to create lasting change, on a mission to help you stress less, feel better, and live fully one step at a time. This sounds like a woman I need to talk to because Sean gives me stress and anxiety. Let's welcome to the show, Meg Hayes.
Meg, warm welcome to the Heart of Influence, Dr. Bart and Dr. Val. Style, please, your fun fact.
Thank you so much. My fun fact is I have been water skiing since I was 3 years old.
Oh, I love it. And where did you first water ski at 3 years old?
Kentucky Lake, which is in the heart of Tennessee, which I'm really not sure why they call it Kentucky Lake.
That is super fun, super cool fact. Bella, we have beautiful heart-centered people here. Come on.
That is true. It's Dr. Bart, Dr. Val's Heart of Influence, and there are a couple heart-centered people. Next up from Markham, Ontario, in the firm industry since 2011 and podcast production since 2019, assisting business owners in amplifying their message through audio and video podcasts, as well as social media content. Offers state-of-the-art studio ideal for podcasting, works with clients remotely at events in studio, looking to serve those with a message that can elevate humanity. Let's welcome to the show, Chris Rod.
Chris, warm welcome to the Heart of Influence, and please, your fun fact.
My fun fact, 5 years ago when I stepped into the podcasting realm, it was like it was predestined. Everybody that wanted me to help them had a message to serve people, heart-centered people. It was a beautiful thing. So it just made me realize this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing.
Your heart is felt in its presence for sure. And thank you for being here. Chris, heart-centered Bella Rita, come on.
Chris is heart-centered. Next up, we're going across the pond to Sydney, Australia.
That's a long way across the pond.
That's a long way across the pond. A holistic health practitioner, coach, Chinese medicine doctor, acupuncturist, hypnotherapist, and NLP trainer. 15 plus years in clinical practice, online, and supporting clients with hormonal and fertility health concerns. Let's welcome to the show, Ellie Wong.
Hello.
Ellie, how's the future in Australia? What does our future look like? We doing well?
I'm hoping the future is very bright. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
That's,
And Ellie,
you know, we've
please.
got elections coming up next month, so we'll see what's happening here. Same as what you guys went through. So, yep, hopefully it's going to be a nice change of power and, yeah, bringing Australia to great, you know, great strides again.
Awesome. Well, appreciate that, Ellie. And please, your fun fact.
My fun fact is my sister and I actually have the same birthday on Australia Day, and our daughters have the same birthday on International Women's Day. So, yeah, the timing was perfect on that one, I guess.
Wow. That's super cool. Beautiful fun fact. Thank you, Ellie, for joining the more than 8,000 people that have been on this show. Appreciate that. Bella Rita, Ellie's here. She's coming back from the future. Let's go.
She's coming back from the future. Next up from Clearwater, Florida, a premier banker with over 25 years in financial services, providing expert advice for both personal and commercial banking with a degree in finance and an MBA, incoming president of a local Rotary Club, financial chair of the Avon Health Foundation Board, and a member of the Student Advisory Committee for the local university. Let's welcome Arna Matko.
Arna, warm welcome to Dr. Val and Dr. Bart's Heart of Influence, and please your fun fact.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to go along with Meg, and she has been water skiing, and I have been snow skiing as an Asian Indian, first generation born American.
Wow. Well, congratulations on that. Full appreciation. And it's Arna as in N or Arma as in M?
N, Arna.
Awesome. Thank you, Arna. And when did you first start skiing? How old?
Same thing, 3 years
Great.
old since
Oh
I
my
can
goodness.
walk. Yeah, so,
Snow skiers, water skiers, 3-year-olds, Bella Rita. Let's go.
yeah.
Next up from Atlanta, Georgia, distinguished leader in healthcare and education, president, CEO, and chairman of the board of the American University School of Medicine in Aruba, 25 years with leading roles at companies in multiple industries like Nike and DuPont, dedicated to the development of healthcare technology and training future healthcare providers. Let's welcome to the show, Javad Sheikh.
Javad, warm welcome to the Heart of Influence, and please your fun fact.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, so my fun fact is I swam 2.4 miles, then I rode a bike for 112 miles, and then I ran 26.2 miles back to back for a full Ironman triathlon. Not when I was 3 years old, but
Dude, that's sick. Where'd you do it, Javad?
Panama City, Florida.
Wow.
Panama City, Florida.
That is no joke. No joke.
Yeah.
Javad, congratulations on that
Appreciate it.
commitment to mastery. Bella Rita, no joke. Let's go.
No joke. Next up, Sean Callaghy from Toronto, Canada, the woman you almost forgot but didn't, a naturopath doctor and nutritionist. Her combined passion for knowledge and love of travel promoted her to study and teach different forms of medicine all over the world. She uses the best of ancient medicine and modern science to help high performers optimize their potential, reverse aging, and have more energy and get their sexy back. Has her practice showing people that their body is a Ferrari, not a Volvo. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Val.
So, Dr. Val, warm welcome. Would you permit me, Dr. Val, to ask Bella a question, though, before we begin?
Absolutely.
Dr. Val, no. The answer is no.
So, Bella, no, Dr. Val, it's her show. She said yes. So Bella, did you ever hear of the concept of Hector the projector? Why are you laughing?
Yes.
Oh, so I'm just wondering, because you're a stand for women. You are a stand for possibility and inclusion, are you not?
Yes. Yes, Sean,
So
I am.
when I asked you whose shows were happening today, why did you tell me that this was Dr. Bart's show? I'm just wondering about, because I'm blind and I rely upon you to making sure what's happening. So it just dawned on me that that would be an important question to ask Hector, the projector. I'm sorry, Bella, yes?
Maybe, yes.
Do you plead the fifth, Bella?
I plead the I hate it when you're right. I don't want to play this game anymore.
Dr. Val, we love you. We appreciate you. We empower you. And I will make sure that for the next 5 shows of you and Dr. Bart together, Bella says Dr. Val and Dr. Bart's Heart of Influence first. So I apologize for Bella's oversight. And please, Dr. Val, what's your fun fact?
I think this is now my fun fact because it's the first time that Bella's ever dropped the ball.
Thank you. Did you hear that, Sean? First time ever I have dropped the ball.
And I would
Yes.
say you've dropped the ball.
I am sure. So, Dr. Val, please, your fun fact.
Well, my fun fact, I'm going to actually go with, because we have someone here, a participant with the last name of Sheikh. I actually was really influenced by one of my favorite teachers in university, who I took a course from, and I took a course in comparative vertebrate anatomy.
Wow.
And he taught me how to kill a crocodile. So
how do you kill a crocodile?
Well, see, because now I understand the structure, because they have such a bony plate where our sternum is. You have to take a knife and you have to go diagonally up underneath the sterny plate to hit the heart.
Whoa.
Because if you try to stab straight in, you'll hit the bony plate. So
my 3-year-old daughter Emma will appreciate this story, since we tell Peter Pan Neverland stories, and the croc is like going after Captain Hook, but sometimes we're in the water with the crocodile. It's very complicated. So this is a critical fun fact, Dr. Val, and thank you for educating me so I could tell more appropriate bedtime stories. Thank you. And definitely,
I don't know if you should be telling a 3-year-old how to kill a crocodile, but you're the dad, not me.
Yes. And if we're ever in a complex situation with a crocodile, I now know what to do. And I will have my scuba dive knife strapped to my right leg. And they'll say, is that for sharks? I'll say, no, for saltwater crocodiles. Does that sound good, Dr. Val?
Sounds awesome.
All right.
And Ellie is inviting us all to come down under where all the crocs are.
Yes, let's go, Ellie, for sure. Yes, and I keep hoping that Bindi, the jungle girl, will end up with my son Tyler, since they were 3 years old. But I think Bindi's married now. So yes. So final, Dr. Val. Anything else that we can chat about today before we rock and roll?
I'm just so grateful to be here. I just want to thank all of my guests for coming on, and I'm really excited for today.
Ferraris all over the place today. No Volvos. Bella Verita. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's fly over to Tampa Bay, Florida. A board certified plastic and reconstructive surgeon, a pioneer in the space of regenerative medicine, a thought leader in health optimization and biohacking, a leader helping doctors reimagine the business of medicine while introducing new paradigms for health access, nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize for his humanitarian work. Let's welcome to his show, Dr. Bart Rademacher.
Dr. Bart, love and appreciate you, brother, for sure. Please, your fun fact.
Yeah, I always like to stay in alignment with our other guests. And so Sergio and I went to the same college in Wales, Britain, that Lord Mountbatten had established back in the 1960s with the other real admirals of the British Navy to actually educate the future leaders of the world.
Oh, I love this, Dr. Bart. Bella, call me Lord from now on. Thank you. So, Dr. Bart, please make sure that happens. And shall we do the things, Dr. Bart?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Let me introduce this incredible woman who's been doing the introducing, even if there's some really complex dynamics in how she relates to other women, but that's a story for a different day. This woman began her career influence as an 8-year-old on her parents' front lawn. She progressed to being a 7-figure business generator as a teenager in network marketing. That's crazy. 24, 25, and 26 years old as a stand for women in a male-dominated industry. She was three-peating like Michael Jordan, not like Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs who didn't get it done, but this woman was a 3 consecutive time #1 business broker in the state of Nevada. She was the youngest person ever to do it at 24 years old. Take that, dudes. And yes, of course, the first woman to ever do it. She then began to train Fortune 500 companies and entrepreneurs. In fact, in 2019, did I say every? Yes, I did. Every sales team she worked with doubled their sales. skier, surfer, scuba diver, adventurer in the most extreme of conditions, maybe a future croc hunter. We'll find out. But she's also a philanthropist that raised more than $10 million for charity with the Unblinded team over the past couple of years. And she is a about to be three-time published author who in 2023 publicly battled and defeated cancer. Let's welcome to Dr. Val and Dr. Bart's Heart of Influence, the woman that put the heart in it in her more than 1,600 episodes, 1,600 episodes. Let's welcome to the show, Bella Verita. Bella, please. You can either share a fun fact or the origin story of your issues with women, but please, Bella, let's go.
Well, I'm going to go with the fun fact of I used to say I learned to surf and ski from a blind man. But now today I learned to ski from YouTube. That blind man just kind of led the way, but then I really went to YouTube to finish my studies on skiing. So that is my fun fact for today, Sean Callaghy. And I think you should tell a fun fact about a 3-year-old you taught to ski that falls asleep when you teach them how to ski. That's a fun fact I think you should share today.
Well, thank you, Bella, and let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll. And I will introduce the man who led me to skiing. Maybe he taught me a thing or two, but when he's picking on me, I definitely learned from YouTube. Yes, my co-host, the man that Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callaghy. He beats world champions like Becky at body surfing competitions. He's only one of 2 attorneys to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016, and the only one that's blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. In fact, the state of New Jersey actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins 18 times. And when he's not busy flying around speaking on Fortune 50 companies, Fortune 500 companies, he's an incredible philanthropist that raised nearly $10 million for charities in 2 years. Let's welcome to the show my co-host, Mr. Sean Callaghy.
Thank you, Bella Verita. Much appreciation for you and for everyone that's here in this space today. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. I am a blind man that's taught sighted people to ski, surf, and scuba dive. As of yesterday, it was Bella. That's now been taken away. Just teasing. But I've taught many people to ski, including currently teaching my 3-year-old daughter, who, yes, Bella Verita, we're all skiing in Utah at Sundance, Robert Redford's place, just about a month ago. My daughter, as we're coming down the mountain, and she was skiing in between my legs, literally skiing, like her feet are on the ground, skiing down the mountain, and we're going at speed, fell asleep, not once, not twice, 3 different times. Because I was like, honey, like, wait, you okay? She's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, just you're kind of leaning a little bit too forward. And then another time, I'm like, were you sleeping? Were you doing dodo? She's like, yeah. So she was sleeping while we were skiing down the mountain in between my legs at speed. Yes, that is my fun fact for today, Bella Verita. And please let us.
That is a super fun fact. And I witnessed this happening. I didn't know children could fall asleep coming down mountains, but they can fall asleep at all kinds of crazy places. So let's kick this show though off. Sean, how about we kick it off with our fun friend from Dallas, Texas, Mr. Andrew Hillman.
Andrew, here's what we're doing. We're going from hello to yes. Bella's going to be anybody you want her to be as we explore the superpower of influence. It doesn't have to be a final yes. It's not a sale. We're talking leadership management. It could be recruitment, fundraising, or it could be something in marketing or selling. Any yes. So Bella could be an ideal client. She could be a charitable fundraising partner. She could be somebody famous like an Oprah Winfrey or Warren Buffett. Anybody that will make sense for you to be going from hello to yes with her. And again, it could be just a yes for a long conversation. So please, who would you like Bella to be?
Who would I like Bella to be?
Yeah.
Bella, who would you like to be? How about that?
Ideal client. She could be a charitable fundraising, like somebody you're generating a yes with.
Let's do a client.
Cool. Right. And what problem would Bella have? Challenge that you're going to help her solve?
let's say Bella has issues that regenerative medicine could help out. Let's say that Bella has, autoimmune disease or something of that nature, a traumatic brain injury.
All right.
John does give me traumatic brain injuries on a daily basis. If you got some medicine that can help me with that, I'd like to have a conversation.
This is true. Take us in, Bella.
Hello, this is Bella.
Hi, Bella. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. What gets you calling me today? What's going on with you?
Well, you were referred by a dear friend of mine, Dr. Val, and I experienced some trauma and brain injuries, injuries about 5 or 6 years ago, and I feel like I'm having some memory issues, some just frustration with things that I didn't used to get frustrated with, and she said you were the person to talk to.
So is it TBI? Is it, which is traumatic brain injury? Is it COVID brain fog? Or is it just dealing with the great foods and oxygen we have in America?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I definitely noticed some changes after COVID, but I'm not really sure where it stems from. I just kind of started noticing in the last few years.
Have you ever consulted with a physician and got any neurological tests done? Like, why do you think you would have a traumatic brain injury?
Because I fell and bumped my head while I was skiing.
Did you lose consciousness?
I think so. I was like seeing stars and stuff.
That's, normal. Sometimes when I get my credit card bill, I see that at home. So it's pretty normal. It's called fight or flight. That's not traumatic brain injury, but, I understand.
Got it.
So, we have a great group of doctors we deal with, like Dr. Bart, and those wonderful, phenomenal doctors can do different tests on you. There's some great tests that are, neurocognitive, like there's one by a machine called BrainView. It's just a little hat you put on. It self-administers, takes 15 to 30 minutes, depending upon how slow you are on a computer. And it can tell you usually the grade of your problems. It's an easy self-interpreting test. And you as a normal human being can read and see exactly what's wrong with you after you would see a duly licensed physician that would review that and go over it with you. And then there's many, standards of care that you could go to after that. Do you want to get better for that problem? Are you having any problems, walking or talking or anything else? Do you need other therapy or therapists?
I mean, I definitely would. I think the biggest thing I notice sometimes, like in my speech and stuff, like I'll be in the middle of a sentence and I'll forget, or I'll jumble sentences together. So if there's definitely a way that, I could maybe course correct that, or at least learn some tools, I'd be interested.
Well, no problem. There's amazing things now in the regenerative medicine space. Basically stem cells 2.0 is something called exosomes. And we work in the research and development of those. And basically in that particular product, it doesn't have any live tissue that could transmit cancer like stem cells. And they're smaller vesicles, so they actually break the blood-brain barrier inside of you. Yeah. And so I call them like snipers. So they go through your body and they find whatever's wrong. And they have a bunch of cool things in it, like TGF-beta, interleukin-10, BD9, things like that. And they go through and it takes about 48 hours to download, and they start working on you.
Okay. So Andrew, let me, and I'm gonna have to run right now, but have you ever heard, does anyone ever come into your office and their partner, just dealing with them causes them to have traumatic brain injuries? Do you ever deal with that?
That can happen too. So what I'd like to do is get you.
Where can I sign up? Can I come to your office today?
Yes, you could come to the office today and you can get this test. And we have, if you're not close to us, we have people all across the United States and the world that can administer this test.
I'm going to transport there and get there today, because I definitely know I've sustained some trauma injuries hanging out with this guy. But I'll be there in 20 minutes.
Great. We have lots of research and we'd love to help you.
Perfect. Oh. Thank you. I like Andrew.
Yes, Andrew. Awesome job, Bella. I'll be paying for a private jet to get you there, because I've definitely created all kinds of stress in your life. So thank you. And yes, Andrew, that would be amazing. Bella, where do we go from here?
Next up, we got Sergio.
Sergio, please, who would you have Bella be that you're going from hello to yes with?
Oh, just unmute for us. There we
go. Sure. I'd like Bella to be an investor in a company that serves as an incubator
Okay, so you do
for the
that there. So she's a potential investor. She's got some cash burning in her pocket, Sergio, and you think
Right.
there's a good place to put it, correct?
Exactly.
I just won a bunch of money for my lawsuit for my traumatic brain injuries against Sean Kelly. So I got lots of money to invest. Hello, this is Bella.
Hello, good afternoon. This is Sergio Rivera. I'm calling you from the heart of Silicon Valley, San Jose. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I heard you Silicon Valley dudes always want money. Is that why you're calling me?
Not exactly. What I'm very involved with, Bella, you've probably heard about all the recent advancements in artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably heard about the fact that some people, even people who founded companies that work on AI, have expressed reservations about how beneficial or potentially damaging the development of AI can be in the future. So what I'd like to invite you today is to participate in an initiative that a couple of colleagues and I have established. This is a company that will serve as an incubator, not only in Silicon Valley, but establishing sort of sister cities around the world, as an incubator for companies that will use AI. But the differentiating factor is that all the companies that work under our auspices will pledge to use AI responsibly. So we will have a board of, we already have a board actually of pretty much the who is who in AI around the world. And most of our work will not focus on necessarily developing the best algorithms that may get us the quickest to general intelligence or general super intelligence, it's been called, but rather, before we get there, to having companies that, as their very backbone, have the responsible use of AI in their sort of mission and what the French call the raison d'être, you know, the reason for being. So this opportunity is reserved to a number of investors. We have done some research on you, and we believe that your views about the world align with the responsible use of AI, and of course we've seen that you have a track record of supporting good initiatives. So I just wonder how you feel about this idea.
I find it very interesting. I think I need to know a little bit more information, what it is. So if we could have a meeting, if you wouldn't mind bringing some voodoo donuts and some coffee to my office.
I'll be more than happy to.
Let's go.
How quickly could we do that?
I like donuts.
Yes, if you're bringing the donuts, you can come tomorrow.
Absolutely.
But they gotta be voodoo donuts. They gotta be the voodoo donuts.
Let's go. Excellent job.
I'll find them.
Okay.
Sergio, excellent. Let's get to the feedbackers. Bella Verita, come on.
All right, let's do it. Feedbackers, otherwise known as judges. Judges, this is the time in the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. So it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for either Andrew or Sergio, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve, and then like a little scoring system for that next step. Is that next step you'd rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have a longer meeting with Andrew or Sergio? I don't think that's necessary for today. So maybe that next step is a little mocha chocolate and a little croissante for a little bit longer of a meeting. But if that's not enough time, then you would be willing to rent a private room at the Capitol Grill, getting the seafood tower and the nice juicy steak. Unless Dr. Val says you should be on a vegan diet, then you're maybe ordering a salad and French fries. But if that's not enough time, then maybe you would rent a private jet. Of course, stop and pick up Dr. Bart and Dr. Val and fly anywhere in the world with Andrew or Sergio, maybe to Rio, and to have the longest meeting possible with Andrew or Sergio. And so, Meg, I'm going to kick it off with you. And Meg, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Andrew?
So wow, I was not thinking I was going to be picked first, but that's totally okay. Andrew, I thought you were really awesome when it came to asking her questions and also telling a little bit about what you did. I didn't feel like I got the full gist of exactly what you did. So I definitely would have liked more information. I hope that's helpful.
Yes.
Yeah, Meg, awesome. And the follow-up step, we're talking a cup of coffee, a meal, I don't know, private jet flight. Like, what's happening in the follow-up?
Well,
right?
Considering I'm very interested in regenerative medicine, I would probably jump on a plane and go.
Let's go.
Learn
All right.
more.
Yeah, Meg's taken to the skies, Bella. Come on.
Sorry, next up, let's go. Let's go, Dr. Shane. Dr. Shane, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Sergio?
For Sergio, I was a little bit unclear as far as what the project entails. I don't know if that helps or not, but I thought it was a great description as far as the lead in.
Cool. And what would you do in follow-up? A cup of coffee, something longer? What would that look like, Dr. Shane?
For the follow-up, I think I agree. I think like a cup of coffee or follow-up conversation about where the possibilities might be.
All right, Bella. Dr. Shane's got a little caffeine. We got a private jet and some coffee. Let's go.
We got some coffee happening. Let's go. Javad, how about your feedback, your 30 seconds of feedback for Andrew?
I actually had something prepared for Sergio. If I can
Okay,
switch
then you
that.
go.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go Sergio and I'll come back. Yep.
His pitch related to what I've been kind of going through as well too. So I kind of really like the idea of, I think, how he kind of laid out what the AI piece was, but getting, I think, more ROI, or hey, what do I get out of this? I think would have been a little bit more helpful to the pitch investor. But the follow up and the other things were kind of really good, right? It's like, hey, what are the next steps to be able to kind of do that? Whether that's coffee or kind of meeting in person. But investors are always asking me, what's my ROI? What am I going to get out of it?
Thank you.
All right, right. Very cool. So we got a little follow-up coming. I like it. Come on, Bella.
I like it. Let's go. Arna, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Andrew?
I found it very interesting and would love to learn more. With just the time limit, I don't think I got enough, but he definitely found out a lot about you too and how it would impact you or how he could give back to you. So that was good. But I would say probably a coffee or maybe a dinner would work to get more information.
Nice. Arna, thank you for that. Bella, we got caffeine. We got plane flights. Come on.
Caffeine and plane fights. Let's go. Ellie, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Sergio?
Yeah, hi. I thought Sergio could have asked you more questions. I found that he did a lot of the talking and you actually didn't get to do any much talking. So finding out if she's even interested, why she would like to invest, and if it's something she's interested in, instead of you sort of pitching your sort of thing on AI. So all I heard was incubator and AI. So there wasn't a whole lot more apart from that. What would the AI do? But apart from that, I think you gave her some basic understanding that it's going to be an AI, but just getting her understanding and maybe asking her if this is what she's looking to invest in.
Yes. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Excellent job, Ellie. Appreciate that. Come on, Belle.
Let's go, Chris. Chris, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Sergio?
I would say the same thing. I was really interested because I'm very interested in AI, but I also understand the ethics aspect of it. But I was just kind of like, well, what is the actual pitch here? It was more like you were having a conversation. Yeah, so me thinking, well, how can I apply that to my business? I wasn't really sure, other than sort of this vague notion or this broad notion, how I could apply that.
Cool. Well, thank you for that. Chris, a little cup of coffee, a meal? What'd you have in follow-up, Chris?
I would prefer a meal.
Nice. And what would you have as a meal, Chris? For any
Oof.
meal you want.
Persian kebab.
Persian kebab, Bella, straight out of my gourmet cookbook. Let's go, Val.
Let's go, Dr. Val. Dr. Val, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Andrew, please?
Andrew, I thought that was really well done. It was really brilliant. You were engaging, you were insightful, you really got to the heart of the matter really quickly to find out, okay, what's the issue here? How do you know? Where can I serve? So I thought it was really well done. I thought Bella's interest was piqued really, really quickly, and you probably could have cut that in half and just said, okay, when are we meeting? And just like got Bella in a lot faster and booked a next meeting and a next follow-up a lot faster. But you knocked it out of the park. I thought it was great.
Awesome. Thank you, Doc. And what would the follow-up step be, Dr. Val?
Oh, for me, if I have the choice between a meal or jumping on a plane and going somewhere, I'm always jumping on a plane.
Let's go.
I'm just gonna go. Yeah.
We're flying, leaving on a jet plane with Dr. Val, Bella Verita. Come on.
Getting on that plane. Dr. Bart, your 30 seconds of feedback, and I forget which direction I was going. So dealer's choice, Sergio or Andrew, who you'd like to give 30 seconds of feedback to.
All right, thank you. And what I always like to do is I like to give a combined response feedback, because I thought both of them contextualized their offer really, really well. So it was really clear to me, the purpose and the value behind that. And I thought that was exceptional. Of course, 3 minutes is a challenge, but always asking questions is always a good thing. But definitely contextualize it and made a lot of sense.
Awesome. Appreciate that.
And definitely not a root canal, but certainly an airplane for both of them.
And where'd that plane go, Dr. Bart?
I'm still going for Cayman Islands. I had a great time a while back.
Let's go. Let's go to the Caymans with Dr. Bart Bella Verita. It is your turn to pay me back. Over to you.
Yes, this is my favorite time in the show. Dr. Val, Dr. Bart, you both know this is the time in the show that I have the honor and the privilege of putting my co-host on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about, since he's particularly giving me a hard time today and had to prove that forgetting Dr. Val was my fault and not his, which he was definitely right for since he is blind. So now is my payback time. Dr. Val, Dr. Bart, I have 3 scenarios that you guys get to choose from for Sean to go from hello to yes on. He knows nothing about these scenarios because I've been making them up as the show has been going on. You can choose from one of my scenarios, or you can scrap them all together and come up with something much, much harder on your own. Are you ready to hear what I have for today?
Yep.
All right. So scenario number 1 is Sergio was in Rio and got hit in the head with a coconut, and now he has a traumatic brain injury from the fallen coconut. So option number 1 is Sean would be Andrew going from hello to yes with Sergio to come into his office because from his fallen coconut brain injury. So that is option number 1. Option number 2 is Sean could play Sergio going from hello to yes with Prince Harry, because Prince Harry has spoken against the dangers of AI and has the R12 Foundation, which focuses on ethical technology. So option number 2 is Sean would role play Sergio going from hello to yes with Prince Harry to be an investor in his AI foundation thing. And then option number 3 is Danny DeVito, all 410 of Danny DeVito, who loves junk food, cigars, and a relaxed lifestyle. I think may be interested in running an Iron Man. And so option number 3 is Sean would role play Javad going from hello to yes with Danny DeVito to participate in an Iron Man. So those are some scenarios I have for you today. Dr. Bart, Dr. Val, any of those tickle your fancy that you'd like to see Sean from hello to yes on?
Val, what do you think?
Oh, it's a tie between 2 and 3.
I would agree.
It's all right. Let's go with 3.
Yeah, let's go with 3 because Sergio's already gone, so we're going with Danny DeVito.
Oh my God, I love you guys. Okay, so who do you want to play the role of Danny DeVito?
Well, let's go with Javad.
Javad, are you up for playing Danny DeVito? And Sean is going to play you, convincing you at 80 years old to put down the cigars and junk food and train to and participate in an Ironman instead.
Sure, I'll go for it. Yeah.
All right.
Totally ridiculous. All right.
Don't make it easy. Don't make it easy, Javad.
Yeah, don't make it easy.
Yep.
Who wants to run an Iron? Who wants to be in an Ironman at 80? But take us in, Sean. Have fun.
So, hi, is Mr. DeVito available?
Yeah, this is Danny.
And how shall I refer to you, sir? This is Javad. We had a 3-minute conversation scheduled for today. Would you prefer Danny or Mr. DeVito?
Mr. DeVito.
Yeah, well, thank you, Mr. DeVito. So this is, again, Javad. Thank you so much for taking the call. I just want to make sure it's still a good time for you.
Yep, this is a good time.
Awesome. And Mr. DeVito, I know that you know who you are. I just want you to know that I know who you are, the impact you've had in the world, your identity, you're incredibly in demand still for your time, attention, energy. Thank you so much for this conversation. But if I could ask you, I know this is a complex topic for you. What prompted you to even say yes in the first place to speaking with me? And I'm very grateful.
No, I was just curious about these triathlons. So I was figuring, well, you can tell me more to see if it's something I want to do.
Cool. Well, if I can ask this, because I know we have 2.5 minutes and counting, I will keep it to that. Your agent, said that. What would even prompt you to consider it, Mr. DeVito? You're like, hey, like I would have thought respectfully, lovingly. I've heard a lot about your, kind of life habits and desire to be comfortable, and that's totally cool. What even tweaked your curiosity, if I could ask?
I've done so much stuff in my life. I'm getting closer to the older age, so wanted to see what's different out there.
Cool. Awesome. And I've read a lot about, I've read your book. I've heard you speak before, but if I could ask, like, what keeps you going forward with this growth mindset? You're almost 80 years old. It's incredible. What keeps you going? What's the why that still is unresolved for you, please, Mr. DeVito?
Just relaxing and appreciating and enjoying life, right? Making it to this age and just making sure I'm enjoying the rest of my years.
Cool. And any things that, or stand for you philanthropically, like how does that piece of life fit in for you or not?
Yeah, just want to be remembered, right? It's like, hey, it's a think about legacy when you get to this point.
Cool.
So
awesome. Okay. So from that place, can I share a couple things and desire for impact, legacy, and comfort and joy as well that may or may not resonate with you, Mr. DeVito?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So, Mr. DeVito, what I'm here to chat with you about is because of your fame, your identity, your incredible career, including the space of Penguin and Batman and Taxi and all the things that you've done. You're an incredibly twins, well-known individual. So we've got a proposal that wraps around philanthropy. We've been able to come up with a $10 million guarantee for a charitable fundraise with half of the money going to a charity of your choice if we're able to have you complete a triathlon. So I know this sounds like a crazy conversation. It doesn't have to be an Ironman. There's shorter distance triathlons that are available. But the simple question is, would you be open to and willing to have a 30-minute conversation where we can outline a blueprint where we think we're guaranteeing a $10 million raise, $5 million on a charity of your choice. We think we could actually raise $50 million because of your celebrity fame and identity for charities of up to half of it going to your choice. So, and listen, of course, there will be some things that will be outside your comfort zone. We would perhaps need to, get you a little bit out of TV and comfort and into some training. But would you at least be willing, Mr. DeVito, for your legacy, for your stand, for the possibility for people of inspiring and philanthropic fundraising humans to have a 30-minute conversation? Please, Mr. DeVito.
Maybe not a full one, but it is intriguing, right? To be able to do a smaller one as well too. But if you're saying giving half or $5 million to charity of my choice, it's hard to say no.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that very much. And shall I set that up with your assistant, Tom, and let you get back to your day?
Yep, that would work.
Mr. DeVito, have a blessed day and really look forward to talking to you. Thank you so much for the consideration. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Javad, out of roll, how'd I do as you? Thank you so much. By the way, you did a great job today at the show. And as Mr. DeVito, how was your time today on the Heart of Influence? And how'd I do as you having that conversation?
No, that was kind of an amazing the way that you've kind of phrase it, right? It's not like, hey, I'm getting you to run a triathlon today, right now. It's kind of like a lot of I see times when we're making sales or raising money and stuff like that, you go straight to the pitch, but it's all about coming from their motivation. What do they want to do? So that was really, really interesting.
Cool. Well, thank you, Javon. And we always talk about micro yeses, right? It's a yes to a yes to a yes to a yes that we do in integrity. So if we're going to raise money for charity and, we're not asking for a favor from Danny DeVito, there's something powerfully compelling in it for him. Yeah. So thank you for seeing that, and really wonderful job today, Javad. And how was your time overall on the Heart of Influence with Dr.
It was great. It was very insightful, and just seeing all the personalities and meeting everybody, and learned a lot too.
Yes. And Bella has a big personality, right, Javad?
Oh, yeah. Entertaining, very entertaining.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Javad. Great job. Bella Rita, Javad is in the house. And let's take it from Javad, and let's see how Andrew in the participant seat, never an easy place to be. Thank you so much for kicking it off from there. Masterful job. And how was your time, Andrew, on the Heart of Influence?
It was quite amazing, and I'm pleased to be a part of it and very thankful.
Thank you. We appreciate you very, very much. Meg kicking us off in the feedbacker seat. Really felt your congruence, your share. Meg, how was your time today on the Heart of Influence?
This was fantastic. I'm not kidding. The energy just makes me happy and makes me want to like jump through the screen and like hug all of you guys. So thank you so much for including me. I really appreciate being here.
Well, Meg, virtual hugs received and provided. Thank you for doing such a wonderful job. Back from the future, we'll go back to the future, something like that. Ellie, thank you for being here and bringing your heart, your congruence, and for teaching us what to do in a crocodile encounter in Neverland. Thank you for that, Ellie. And please, how was your time today on Dr. Val and Dr. Bart's Heart of Influence?
Yeah, it was crazy. Amazing. Thanks, Dr. Val, for inviting me. And Sean, amazing to meet you and hear you do the pitch. It was so heart-centered. It was amazing. I learned a lot. So thanks for having me.
Thank you. Well, we appreciate you. Crocodiles beware if you cross us. Thank you for that, Ellie. Bella Rita, please.
Yes, let's go to the man who I just noticed his virtual screen is sitting inside of a mouth. But Dr. Shane, how was your time with us? Hopefully it was more exciting than sitting inside someone's mouth. But how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
It was great. I really appreciate everyone having me. It kind of reaffirmed a lot of the concepts I've heard before, but I love the energy from Meg, what she shared, and thank you.
Shane, thank you. Wonderful work. Bella Rita.
Let's go to the man who almost had a coconut head injury. Sergio, great job in the participant seat. And how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
Oh, thank you. Fantastic. I was totally unprepared because I thought I was going to be a judge, but it was very interesting to play the participant. The first thing I would say is that I would want to have a 1 hour or maybe a 1 day conversation with each and every one of you. I do not, exaggerate one bit there. I adored the 3-minute masterclass from Sean on how to probe, make probing questions and then lay the complete groundwork. But I would come back to the same element that everybody has been talking about. The energy of this group, I think, speaks a lot, not only of the people who took part in it, but of the very careful thought behind the structure and the fact that everybody got to be, we all know something about one another. And I would say that Bella, Bart, Sean, and Meg have a lot to do with that, because without the little bits of sort of magic that you threw in, it would have been a very different experience. I would rate it as one of the best hours I've had in a long, long time.
Oh, wow. Sergio, thank you. Receive with gratitude. We've run 1,600 plus shows. We've innovated 75 plus times from the beginning. This was the byproduct of COVID. Thank you for seeing us, and everything is done with love and intention. So thank you, Sergio. Really wonderful job. And
thank you.
Blame it on Rio. Thank you. I appreciate you, Sergio. Bella, please.
And let us go to the gentleman who has the heart-centered podcast. Chris, thank you for bringing your beautiful energy to the show. And how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
This was fun. I wasn't sure what to expect, but seeing all your beautiful faces here has been, this is what I'd like to do more of with my time. And so this just came along at the right time. And then just, playing this game and all of us sort of, doing the exercise, and then Sean, you sort of finalizing it and giving that demonstration, that was perfect. That really helped me understand like a nice strategy for going in there and connecting people with their why is how I would put it.
Well, Chris, thank you. Present to your ascension into a space of impact at even higher and higher levels, and your mastery as well. So thank you, Chris. I appreciate you very much. Bella Rita.
And to our friend who learned to ski at 3, Arna, how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence today?
I really enjoyed it. It made it very entertaining. I've been through quite a few classes like this and shows like this, and I appreciate Dr. Bart inviting me and being able to see the entertainment of this. This was great. It kept me very, very, I was very, very entertained and would love to learn more for sure.
Yes. Well, thank you, Arna. I do keep Bella very entertained. Yes, so that is true. And when I'm not driving her completely crazy. So thank you for that, Arna, for sure. Does that bring us to our co-creators of today, Bella Rita?
It does bring us to our co-creator, Sean Callaghan.
Yes. So Dr. Val, thank you for everything that you brought forward today. Bella and I appreciate you and the Heart of Influence, the highest of levels. And please, Dr. Val, your final.
In final, I just want to say thank you to everybody who showed up and who made this wonderful show what it was: fun, entertaining, a really wonderful time. Thank you, Bella, for being absolutely amazing at creating these fun strategies for Sean to jump over the I know how great you are, Sean. I never thought you were going to pull that one off. That was awesome.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Val. Really, we appreciate you at the highest of levels. And of course, you too, Dr. Bart. Just mastery fully present, the growth driven, but deep heart. Sir, your final, Dr. Bart.
Yes, as always, it's such an incredible blessing and privilege to be on the show with you, Sean and Bella, and everyone else, and making this world a better place, one heart of influence at a time.
Oh, amen, Dr. Bart. Thank you. So, because of that, and in final, I know we're running up against time. We have a gift for you. It's our group influence book. That's our gift on behalf of Dr. Val, Dr. Bart, and the Heart of Influence. And I'm blinded, of course. And this work truly answers the question of what creates the greatest integrous influence in the world in group dynamics. I promise it isn't a retread. It's not a chat GPT throwaway. You have not seen this movie. So that is there. And I wouldn't have written it for any other reason except it didn't exist. So in addition, we have an invitation to you to an upcoming moment of openness and group gathering that will be in the chat as well, to learn more about what's happening here and how you can accelerate. But most importantly, there's a practice acceleration or a business acceleration session available for you. We assure you, if there's anything that resonated, like, this is kind of interesting, I'd like to, see how I can accelerate more in your actual practice, like receive value in an hour-long conversation, that's there for you. And folks, so many people overlook that, like, well, yeah, I think I'm okay. I got that, like, all good. And maybe I'll check out the book. That would be an enormous miss. That's how Bella Rita, Dr. Bart, Dr. Val learned to see what they didn't see through this space. And Bella Rita, your final.
That's my final is we've had a lot of fun today. I do give Sean an enormous hard time just because it is fun. But the truth is, as Tony Robbins said, there is no one who leads with more heart and more integrity. And when I came into this space about 4.5 years ago, I was pretty sure I knew it all because I had been in the space for 2 decades at this point. but everything that I continue to learn, even this morning, a small piece of advice that he gave dramatically changed my results for the day. And so, as Sergio said, if you're looking for a way to get together, we do have a live event next week. So you all can join us in New Jersey, get to know each other in person. But this is the man that Tony Robbins actually called his coach. So it might make sense to take that business acceleration and build those relationships with each other, because that's why you're here. So thank you all for being here. And Sean, your royalness, your smartness, my lord, I think you said you wanted to be called my lord. Over to you.
Either that or somebody who's a bore, either one. So
Okay.
thank you for that. But in my final, legitimately, I failed freshman high school geometry for the year. I was in the 50th percentile of my high school class after my freshman year of high school. These are learned skill sets. I don't just mean the ability to create yes, but where to apply it for the exponential accelerations of your missions. If we never meet again, we truly hope that you will never let anybody love their dreams more than you. And we wrap up every show by saying this: I may be physically blind, which I am, but I'm absolutely certain as to the possibilities for acceleration. Those possibilities so often sit right in front of us. But unfortunately, Bella, Rita, Dr. Val, Dr. Barton, everyone, at some level, we are all blind
and just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.